Okay guys, so in this video we're going to talk very much about the shoulders. This is something that plays a very significant role. Amateur golfers who move their shoulders incorrectly in the backswing position often struggle when it comes to quality of strike and downswing sequence, and I'm going to explain exactly what we're looking to do. So first things first, what I mean by poor shoulder movement is when the golfer moves too much this way. Okay, so when the golfer ends up moving too much over towards their trail side in the backswing, this would lend itself to what I'd class as poor shoulder movement. And also, from the side-on perspective here, if you end up moving too much over towards this trail side, can you see the way I lose hip depth? And again, this would be categorized as poor shoulder movement. So, what do you need to do to introduce good shoulder movement? And the answer isn't actually in your shoulders. Okay, so what I mean by this is you don't want to consciously like force your shoulders down. Your shoulders will move as a byproduct of sequence. Okay, so let me explain. If I get set from this side-on perspective here, if I move incorrectly and I turn both my chest and my lower body in the backswing, you are going to produce a movement which is going to look like this. And this is why a lot of golfers will end up struggling with keeping the club on plane. Or some golfers that are experienced, they'll do this and they'll find swinging the club back on plane. But if you start turning too much like this too quickly, you're going to end up turning your shoulders really flat. And this is, like I say, then you're going to really start to struggle in that sort of downswing sequence. And golfers who end up moving this way often end up getting stuck. They pull down on the club, and when they hit it, they end up being kind of pretty much parallel towards the target. So what we are looking for is for the hands, arms, and a little bit of chest movement first. And this produces a tilt. See what I'm doing here? See, now my left shoulder comes down. See the difference? And from here, you see, I can then lift my arms up and I'm in a really good backswing position because I've got a good shoulder tilt. Now, the other thing that you want to do is, if I demonstrate a backswing position here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my lead hand, so my left hand, on my right upper arm in the backswing position, okay, like so. And then if I sort of swing the club back correctly, so I move it back like so, and then I swing up to the top. Now, because I've sequenced my backswing correctly, my shoulders have become tilted, and because my shoulders are now tilted, that means I can have a backswing position where my upper arm is nice and connected to the side of my body, and my hands are still nice and high. And that's because my shoulder goes up high because of the tilt. Now, if you turn too much this way, see, your shoulder is really flat. Now, this means you're going to have to lift the club up. And golfers who lift the club up, like I said earlier, they really struggle with sequencing the downswing. They pull on the club and they get stiff. So, the couple of things that you want to understand. First of all, shoulders become a tilt as a byproduct of sequence. So hands and arms move very much first, then from there you can swing up to the top. The feeling you want to have at the top of the backswing is that your upper arm is connected to the side of your body. The benefit to that is the downswing, because if I'm in a backswing position like this, all I have to do to start the downswing now is allow my forearm to move away from my bicep as I turn. And see the way that brings the club down perfectly on plane. And that's the way that I work with all of my students, because it eliminates so many moving parts and it makes contact and everything else so much easier. So you understand now how to move your shoulders correctly is because of sequence, and if you start to sequence your backswing correctly, this will enable you to keep your upper arm connected, which will make the downswing way easier. Work on it, let me know. I'll speak to you guys again really soon.